It's getting out of hand, guys. We get it. You all have things at the house. They're getting out of hand.
Hey, man. Welcome to another podcast, another peer-to-peer podcast. I am your host, the one and only Agent Zero. Today, I'm here with
Legend of Winning, a.k.a. Low.
And welcome back to the podcast, fellas. If you guys are watching on YouTube, you see the video, and you're probably really confused. If you're watching on other platforms, hey, Apple Podcast people, thanks for showing love, man. We did hit 1,000 5-stars, so we really do appreciate that.
Big facts.
But we're slowly losing our minds, guys, during this time of lockdown. And so I've taken up some new hobbies.
Were you working at Walmart now?
Oh, yeah. So, first of all, yes, this is back in the day when I used to work at Walmart. I lied.
I'm about to say, no, you never said it before.
No, I never did. I didn't even apply, actually, because I thought I was above that.
The superiority complex.
Elitism, baby.
Elitism.
I'm playing. I tried to apply for Wonderland, and Wonderland's worse than Walmart. So,
Is it? What is that?
remember the theme park? Oh yeah, worse conditions. They have you out in the sun for hours selling Dippin' Dots and shit. Yeah. Anyway, so I've been learning how to. I want you guys to see my form real quick, YouTube viewers.
What are you doing, yo?
I don't care about the plaque. Okay, so ideally, let me just stand up. Actually, ideally,
You want to move the mic to your face? You know it's.
let me get the mic real quick. Ideally, you want your form to be a little bit like this. You want it to like your ear though. You peep that, and then when you let go, you're supposed to. Your arm is gonna go. It's like a follow through. It's kind of like basketball. Don't worry about the wall. We'll paint it eventually.
Oh my god!
But it's massive, man. I bought this when I was really bored, like 2 months ago with Waleed. We walked into a Dick's Sporting Goods and we fucking fell in love. I mean, like, in true love. And Waleed was looking at crossbows and guns, and I was looking at bow and arrows. And it looks like we have acquired what we have desired. And I'm here to let you guys know that in a time where you're probably bored at home,
Pick up some
hobbies.
Pick
up some hobbies, man.
Pick up some hobbies.
You know, start a podcast. Maybe do some archery. You know what I'm talking about?
Facts.
Get into cinematography, some videography, some nature, like some chill shit you can do by yourself.
Facts.
With your phone, it ain't have to be with an expensive camera. With your phone.
As you say phone, let me make sure my phone is on vibrate.
Okay, now I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know what to do with this now.
Yeah, I don't know why.
All right, Lo, take us away.
Would you? Yeah, man, we actually have a lot of things to talk about today, so hopefully we can fill it up.
Oh shit,
Like,
you got a lot of stuff. That means it's gonna be a good podcast. First of all, the fact that we haven't acknowledged what's on your head is crazy.
Half of the time I forget that it's on my head. But let me take the wave cap off, you know, trying to get the waves in, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, where's your brush?
You know what I'm saying? But you know, sometimes you just
do it by hand?
Sometimes you just go up by hand, you know what I'm saying?
Whoa! Oh man, for those of you not watching on YouTube, you just missed out on a moment. The long story short of the fucking yellow ball on his head. The long story short is Davis keeps coming to the house and almost breaking our things with that ball. So Lo took it on himself to walk to the kitchen, grab the biggest knife available, and just slice the ball. And so he decided your head is the best location. And I'm not gonna lie to you, it looks real good, especially when you do that little do the pose real quick. Come on now, man. Stop fucking playing with him.
Stop playing with me, bro.
Stop playing with him, man.
Stop playing with me, bro. I bet not see no other YouTubers steal my. I'm calling out YouTubers and y'all start stealing my flow, bro.
Oh my god,
my drip. You know what I'm saying,
yo, listen.
Anybody else start stealing my drip, hit me up, bro. Some of y'all be doing it anyway. I see y'all, peep y'all. Good looks.
Hey, where's your old Walmart gear? Do you have that still?
Yeah, it's probably at my dude's house.
You should get it, man. We could both be workers.
No, I'm not wearing that. When you work at Walmart for as long as I did, this thing is hot, so I'm gonna take this off. When you work at Walmart as long as I did, yeah, it's a no-go. You don't want to be reminded of that part of your life again.
Yeah, where I feel you on that.
Like when you working at a what's it called? Working a sausage factory and you figure out how sausages make.
Oh yeah.
You don't want to. It's not the vibe. It's not the vibe.
Nah, that goes without saying, man.
Yeah, so I don't even want to.
But I'm gonna use this for a video at some point. That's why I haven't.
You know what I do? I know for a fact I have. Maybe even downstairs. I should have thought about this when we got on the pod.
Oh, I can't even. Sorry, keep going.
What?
I was gonna say the video idea, but
yeah, don't say the video ideas. No video ideas being said. You know what I mean? Because people they run with it. No, I got Walmart buttons downstairs.
Word, like pins?
Yeah, when you do a good job, they give you pins.
Oh shit! Please, I want to add it to this. I want to add it to this.
I have a lot of them actually.
Oh, you probably were a great employee.
I was a great employee. I probably have at bare minimum like 5. If it's in the thing, if it's in my drawers, I can go get it real quick. But
word.
Yeah. So a lot of things to discuss.
Where should we start?
I think the first thing on the itinerary, right?
Yeah, that's like
itinerary is the you want to tackle the TW OT cancellation.
Yeah, start it off, man.
Okay. I always have to ask this question. So I'm doing serious, or you just making jokes first?
I mean, you can go either way.
I'm gonna be positive. I'm gonna be positive, Perry, because I've been being told that people think that I be negative or I troll too much. So let me be positive.
Wait, pause. Did you really take that criticism constructively?
I didn't take it that constructively, but then when somebody else told me, I was like, all right, so let me be positive, Perry. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, you know what? I've been having a problem recently, and it's that I'm around too many stubborn people because I'm around people like me. You know what I mean? But it's so frustrating speaking to stubborn people because they always think they're right. You know?
Okay.
And so it's been real frustrating. Like I could tell you something about you, and it's something that I believe to be true. And even if you heard it from 3 or 4 people, you still think you're correct. Now, to a certain extent, you kind of have to be like that delusional to go through the rough times.
Okay.
Because you're like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it anyway. Everyone says I'm bad at YouTube, fuck it. And then everyone said that about me, but I was delusional enough to
keep working.
But I've been trying to like scale back on the delusion a little bit. You know, I was ranked top delusional in our friend group. Everyone said I was the most delusional, and I was like, are you sure? Because I don't know, he's been saying crazy stuff that we all disagree with all day. And
that's part of your delusion that you just deny.
Maybe it is. And so I'm trying to find the line of like.
I don't know if you top delusion. Maybe I don't know.
I don't think I'm top neither.
I know I
am though. I'm self-aware enough to know that you could tell me something, and if I have other facts, there's nothing you could say to convince me otherwise.
Yeah.
But that attitude is kind of like annoying to deal with at a certain point, because I know that because I deal with people that do that, and it's like, bro, it's so fucking exhausting. Give it up. Like clearly, you're incorrect, but then let's work on trying to be correct.
I get it.
Word. So like when we told you, you're a little delusional too. You know, a healthy amount of delusion. Like you think you could beat me in a foot race. That's delusional.
But I think at least with my delusion, like once I'll stop and I'll really contemplate it, and then I'll come to where I'm at.
Word.
Right now.
Yeah. So I'm trying to like implore people to do that a little bit more, because it's kind of tired. Because then you end up going in circles over and over and over again because you think you're right and they think they're right. And sometimes I had to be like, oh, okay, I am wrong. I've been catching myself doing. You catch me doing that recently?
No, I have not.
Seriously? I've been trying so hard to do that. I've been trying so hard to find when I'm wrong when I think I'm right. Like, bro, are they like? Let's explore their theory about me, and I'll go through the facts. And 80% of the time, you're still wrong. I had the right facts, but some of the time, I had to sit there and be like, especially when you hear from a lot of different people, I'd be like, "Hey, man, I'm gonna have to take your word on that. That's something I have to get better at."
Anyway, we gotta get to this OT thing because you're just all over the place.
I don't know how we got there.
Yeah.
I'm glad I said that. Start us off, man.
So overtime. You got the tweets?
No, I got. Am I supposed to have tweets?
I got the tweets. For those of you who don't know, Overtime is a sporting network that covers. They cover most
all
sports.
Kind of athletics.
Yeah, all type of athletics, but they're definitely known for their coverage on basketball, the NBA, high school, college hoops, and stuff like that. And they've been trying to recently extend their brand out to the gaming community. And obviously, when it comes to basketball, the biggest gaming, really, probably the only really basketball gaming, the basketball game out there is 2K, and one of the people they hit up when they linked with was TW. And for those of you in the 2K community, y'all know, but briefly, TW is just a conglomerate of NBA 2K content creators that got together with Hollywood, Cole, T-Jack, Hank the Tank, and Breeze. So they got together late last year, around November, December, got together and had a really big rollout. I was actually... I was happy because I was like, oh man, this seems like this is gonna be the next step in content creation, having platforms kind of get together. And that was December. Dropped some videos. I'll definitely give my take on the videos, but that dropped in December. Here we are now in late March, and the partnership has now concluded.
It's been dissolved.
Team Witness, not Witness.
Are you gonna read the fucking statement?
I'm gonna read two things. I feel like it's kind of telling what they said. Overtime.
Who's saying this?
Overtime said this. Team Witness joined Overtime family in December of last year in an effort to launch our expansion into the gaming community with the focus of basketball. Due to the barriers we ran into creating content for the team, and those barriers been exhausted at every possibility to overcome them. We have made the tough decision to part ways. Cole, Hank, Breeze, This is the part that I have a hard time believing. We would like to wish all of them well and best on their best efforts.
You don't believe that?
No. On their best, we would like to wish them all the best on their next journey, and we will be diligently helping them through their path forward. I highly doubt that would be true.
Or that's just like a generic statement.
Very generic, but I don't know if they'll be spending that much money and effort trying to help them through the next or rough patch. I didn't really think about it, but it's definitely like the worst way to possibly end in some type of business endeavor at this point because of the whole virus and everybody losing a lot of money out. But positive. I do want to give a shout out to Overtime because in a world, in the industry especially, but in a world where media consumption is changing, you have to be ahead of the game. And there's a lot of media companies out there that are still hesitant in many regards, and they're not willing to give the opportunity, a chance to a lot of YouTubers and content creators on the internet, a platform, and they went out there where they do that. And so I definitely applaud them in those regards. And
they were like progressive because there's plenty of like online media companies like BuzzFeed, Ball is Life, that's been like growing in popularity, but they took a dive into something that was out of their ballpark because they saw some potential there. Mm-hmm. And that's admirable, even though it seems as though they've absolutely whiffed and wasted a lot of money. It is admirable that they did that. And I could see the Bleacher Reports of the world and all of the similar relevant companies at least looking into it now, regardless of whether, even though the OT thing didn't work out with TW, I can see them looking into it more because they're like, oh, hold on now, because you had to pay attention to what's going on around you. Yeah. And I know without a doubt that not only did they acquire TW, but they also acquired another org called Evade. And that was like a couple months after the TW announcement. So they were doing it pretty aggressively. It is quite unfortunate that, the Roni started to kick it, and it kind of threw a lot of people's plans out the window. Yeah. But I hope companies like that continue to explore creative options to diversify, grow, and make money. Because anytime I come across a brand that allows me creativity or comes to me with a creative idea, it's always the most amazing partnership. Yeah. Yeah. So that's all.
So yeah, and like you said, it's not just Overtime, but also like Bleacher Report and the House of Highlights. They've been collaborating with a lot of other content creators on the platform and on Instagram, and you can kind of see it growing into where I feel like media is definitely going anyway. So yeah, huge shout out to Overtime for in positive remarks. Then when it comes to TW, again, huge shout out to them because I feel like in a space where, again, the internet is kind of consuming media, there's no real blueprint. Everything is relatively new. And to have an idea of getting a lot of other content creators together and trying to build something of value, trying to push that forward, because again, it's not like anything that is being done right now or anything that's new that's happening has been really more or less attempted by anybody else. To some extent, we may be copying what somebody may have done, what we see and deem as successful. But for the most part, new barriers are being broken down every single year, and I just give a huge shout out to TW because at a point where they could have just been complacent with their status in the community, they tried to take a step forward. Yeah, I applaud them for that.
I recognize what you're saying, but also it's not always a step forward just because you're doing something new.
Fair enough, but that's why I also applaud them because there was risk that could be taken, and you have to take that risk. And at the end of the day, because T-Jack said this, you just learn from the mistakes and stuff like that. And the reality is other content creators are going to learn from their mistakes and won't have to make those same mistakes. So I do believe it still should be acknowledged that they are the ones who had to make the mistakes first for everybody else to kind of learn. I don't want to overlook that impact. And so, yeah, I always applaud them. Sure. Applaud with everything they're doing. So now we can get to the negative side. my thought process on it and everything that was being said from the content creator side on TW is that they were saying that they'll never work for a boss again, et cetera, et cetera. That's what they said on Twitter.
They made it seem like the crux of the conflict was the fact that they had a boss and they preferred to be self-managed. And
the reason why, to me, that hit home, not only as a content creator, but also because as I was looking at the content that was being put up on the Overtime TW YouTube page, it looks like content that no YouTuber would actually create.
It had to have been some industry plant that thought of that idea. But then to not allow the creatives creative control is what kind of shot it in the foot, because they know what's going to perform for the most part. At least if you're really good, you can get a vibe, because you never really know, but you can get an idea.
Yeah.
And the best people have good ideas of what's going to work. But yeah, you could tell, like, I don't know, at the end of the, so, okay, I'm going to let you talk before I give my opinion.
Well, see how, and so I don't want to be too negative, but in the sense of like, well, Overtime, I applaud them for going out of their way and trying to build that brand and extend themselves in those regards. But like you said, there's a reason why you got the content creators. They are the ones who create the content, and then you are also uploading the content on a platform that they already understand and recognize what's going to work and what's going to trend. So I don't understand why they wouldn't do that. And in the same, I mean, not giving away too much information, but the same thing happened to me as well, where I was dealing with a major corporation and I was trying to create content, and for whatever reason, they felt it necessary to have their input on the content. And it's like, yeah, you don't have to.
Word.
And then what ended up happening is the video ended up being a phenomenal, fantastic idea, and it was just wasted because instead of them just accepting the content and just uploading it and pushing forward, they kept trying to make editing notes, and it kind of just blew an opportunity.
But the reason they do that, to play devil's advocate, is because they've probably got burned before giving someone full of creative control.
Fair enough.
And they completely punted the opportunity.
Fair enough. Which I wholeheartedly agree on, and which is why I now have to be negative about TW.
It's not really negative, though.
Not really negative.
No.
Like T-Jack said, and I wholeheartedly agree, where you have to just learn from the mistakes. And even on one of the videos where Hank was, it was almost like they did a skit of it.
Which one are you talking about?
Where I think it was like maybe the second video they uploaded where Hank
on the
was
TW
like,
channel?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where Hank was like, I don't know if I really want to sign this or not, because
oh yeah, Jesus.
See, we were laughing at that, but what if that was actually a real thing and they had to just recreate that? Like, what if Hank was really hesitant to sign something because he felt like,
I get dramatizing a potential conflict, because what they were trying to do was create like a reality TV show with a bunch of gamers, but they wanted to convert those gamers into lifestyle people without first making sure that they had the capability of being that, right? So even now that I'm starting my second channel, I'm fully, like the night before, I was just auditing myself. Like, what kind of content would I be good at? You know what I mean? Like, there's sometimes where I will take risks, like maybe try some skit shit, see if I'm funny.
Yeah.
I could be very unfunny and have no talent whatsoever when it comes to that.
You're not.
Right? But, I mean, maybe, right?
No.
Okay, but
I'm being a good friend. You're not.
But maybe. Let me be delusional. So in that situation, they should have first audited all the people in TW to see if they could be lifestyle people.
Agreed.
Because in the trailer, none of it looked natural. It was clear that they just hired a bunch of women. And then they just, like, they were coming out of a jet, like they were boating, they had this huge mansion. They're trying to, like, that's a very expensive game to play to make it seem like you have all of life's luxuries at your doorstep. Yeah. Very expensive game is why a lot of rappers that try and play that, especially before they start to make a lot of money, go broke real quick. Yeah. Because it costs money to do that. So that means you don't have to do that. You don't have to. Sure, there's plenty of people that play that role, like they have a lot of money and their content is about the things they do with their money. But I don't know why they thought that would be a successful strategy for what they were trying with TW. That's the only thing I don't understand.
But so then I would counter that. Well, not even really counter, but just ask you, do you think that, because I'm assuming, again, I don't think TW made that call. I think Overtime.
No, they didn't. Yeah. So this is my full opinion. Yeah. You can't blame the TW guys. They can only do what they're capable of. So if, like, Hank is a horrible actor, but you're telling him to dramatize a scene,
agreed,
then he's going to do horrible acting. Yeah. He doesn't have a previous experience. I don't know what they expected. But what I think Overtime thought was going to happen was they were going to hire somebody, the manager. And the manager ideally is going to be the one that takes care of things. Make sure videos get uploaded on time, that the content is A1. But you have to, if you're going to hire someone for that role, make sure it's someone that's incredibly experienced.
Yeah.
A lot of the time, the error is in who you hired. Because if that guy doesn't know what he's doing or isn't very comfortable with content creation in general, then there's no way the team is successful.
Agreed.
So I think that's where you can't even blame the people in the group. You could blame the guy who had the creative direction and him not being knowledgeable enough to execute on the strengths of the people in the group at the end of the day. Mm-hmm. So, for example, with the A&P stuff we do, there's plenty of stuff that we know what our strengths are and we know what our weaknesses are. We play to our strengths. When we do our videos, we do the things we think is going to end up being the best possible content. But if you don't even do that analysis off the rip, then you're just guessing. And so, I mean, that on top of whoever fucking planned that launch strategy.
It was horrible.
Yeah, because everyone knew it was fake and it diminished their, what's the word I'm looking for?
Credibility.
Yes.
But see, I don't know if I don't think that right there was overtime. I think that was CW who did that.
I don't think so.
So you think overtime had that?
So I don't.
2
months ago, I had like a list of things that I thought would bring in views. Like the things YouTubers generally do that work that bring in views.
Yeah.
And at the very top of the list, number one was drama.
Yeah.
The problem with drama is if you have it too much, it can be negative. But if you have a healthy dose of it, it gets people excited.
Yeah.
But it has to feel natural, right? When was the last time I got in like a serious conflict? Very, very long time ago. Because I haven't, maybe like the Ronnie 2K stuff, and people love that.
Yeah.
But that was natural. People knew there was some conflict there, and there was a lot that wasn't being said, and there was a lot of intrigue. So I think that's what they realized, is that drama works. So then drama works. Can you imagine if me and Waleed just had like a fake fight? You would know.
Yeah.
If we had a fake fight just to bring in views, you would know.
Yeah.
And so when I was doing the analyses, I came up with like 9 different things, and I do them in my regular brainstorming sessions. It was like 2 hours into it, and I was just killing it. I was in the zone, focused. Drama was number one. What's going to bring in views? Drama. And there's people that play towards that incredibly successfully. But the way TW executed, not only did they announce in their videos the actual announcement of being a part of overtime at the end of the video, but it was preceded by a whole lot of slow explanation, in which it was plenty of time for people to click away. So in my mind, I'm like, I don't know why they would launch like that. Because when you see the launch of really anything new, you want to do it at the beginning of a video, and you want to just give people a very good reason to want to be there. So when I was promoting A&P, keep in mind, we're all different people. So we had like, just promote it the way you think is going to work.
Yeah.
And the way that I thought it was going to work was I wanted to tell people why they should be there. You don't want to see me punch Davis? Who the fuck would not want to see me box him? That's good intrigue. And so whichever strategy you end up going with, at the end of the day, you want to make sure that's going to give you the best odds to be successful. And their strategy was not only poorly planned, but poorly executed. And because a lot of people couldn't immediately tell it was fake, they were bamboozled. And anytime somebody feels bamboozled, they lose a little bit of trust. And with your audience, you have to have trust, because the second people start to lose that trust, I don't want to say fandom, but their interest in you fades. Yeah. Because they don't think you're real anymore. There's a content creator that I loved watching. I still love watching them. But they did, those like cell phone things, call me, and they like, where you can call a cell phone, and that cell phone. So hundreds of people, it's basically like an email list, but for your phone. Okay. And plenty of content creators do it. But there was one company that a YouTuber I watched worked with where it sent all of those numbers that people followed them on. And keep in mind, you can like send push notifications through text. It sent it to a whole bunch of, what do you call those people? Commercial callers? Telemarketers. And so the whole comment section was spammed with, yo, why did you leak our numbers? In reality, it wasn't the YouTuber's fault. They just trusted the wrong company. Maybe they should have done some more due diligence, sure. Yeah. But it burnt them, and some trust was lost there. Yeah. And so it's like, you don't want to lose too much, because then it's going to be, first of all, trust is a hard thing to earn back. Yeah. Because once someone believes something about you, especially online where they barely, they only know what you tell them. Yeah. Once they lose a little bit of trust, good luck winning it back. Yeah. Very good luck. And the only person I've seen that do that incredibly successfully was Soluminati, when he bailed on the cash 1v1 and then lost a ton of subs, and then the next day got them all back. That was the most miraculous thing I've seen ever. But that's one of the rare situations where it didn't matter.
So to explain what he's saying, what the launch was, TW, all the content creators on their own separate channels faked a beef with one another and act like they were going to have a falling out. And then towards the very end of the video, they were like, oh no, we're going to get back together. But this time when we get back together, we're going to join overtime. So, and that's how they launched overtime.
But it was like obviously bad acting.
Yeah, it was terrible, like really, really bad. So
it was obvious to I hope most people, but some people truly didn't know, and when they found out that it was just planned, they felt like cheated. So
I don't want to get too much into the nuances of it, but I feel like I thought when I was watching it, especially because again I'm a YouTuber, so I have an eye for it. I thought it was just they were memeing it. Like I thought it was just a meme.
Me too. At first,
that's what I thought. I thought it was an actual meme. I didn't think that people was actually going to take it all that serious. But I understand what you're saying. But this is the reason why I do believe that there is some blame on TW and why I don't want to go like too crazy. But like again, like TJ
talking about the people right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where like TJ said, where you just have to learn. And I feel the same way when rap artists sign deals and like you get kind of messed over. Like I get it, but like if you have to do like a certain level of due diligence before you get into some type of contractual obligation. And so
yeah, agreed.
You need to just start asking questions and stuff like that. And maybe just because that's how I'm raised and that's because I'm around you and Davis and everybody else who I'm around, we're trying our hardest to be completely aware of that, because not only are we trying to not compromise ourselves, but we don't want to become a bad representation of who we're trying to present ourselves to be in the community. So we don't want to leave a bad taste in whatever company's mouth from a 2K perspective or NBA perspective or whatever. So whenever we try to execute something, we can do it to our full, we can commit to it fully. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, we can fully assess ourselves.
Word.
But now what they did, because they allowed somebody else to have full control of the content and how it's going to be created, they may not be able, you should never, ever, let me say this.
Drop a gem, Lo. Drop a gem.
And trust me, we said this before about the sponsorships. Like if you're functioning at that point in time without that bag, as great as a bag may be, and it may be an amazing bag, just like all of the TW content creators said on Twitter, they would much rather just be their own boss and have control of the content that they create rather than the bag itself, because at the end of the day, when you fail, there's absolutely no takeaway from it, because you folded under the pressure and allowed somebody else to make the decisions for the content that you create. And as a creator on YouTube, at the end of the day, that's something that you should be proud of. At bare minimum, regardless of the money, regardless of the subs, regardless of the viewership, the content that you spend your time on creating an idea, constructing it, and executing it, that is something that you should always be proud of. If you're not, then you're definitely never, ever going to enjoy yourself on YouTube.
Word.
If you do not enjoy the content that you're creating. So the fact that they even put themselves in that situation to allow somebody else to create the content, especially when the content, it should have been understood that the content wasn't going to work on YouTube.
But okay, so this is the thing. Companies have an crazy appeal to absolutely and 100% bamboozle you. It's kind of like labels. Like they told them, yo, you're going to live in a mansion you wouldn't even dream of touching.
Agreed.
You're gonna make this money. You're gonna make these videos. You're gonna be around these people. I know 100% without knowing that they promised them contacts with all kinds of very valuable people and access.
I get it.
So when you don't have any of those things or most of those things, it could be very appealing to just say yes, especially if in the moment you're down bad.
I get it.
I'm not saying they were, but I'm saying especially in the case of like rappers, like Megan Thee Stallion situation, she ain't had nothing. So when a company came and offered to give her a slave deal, she didn't read too much into it. She just knew it was an opportunity and signed off. But it's like, you do have to read into it.
Exactly.
Because otherwise you're going to do what she did and you have to go to court and then hope you get, and then you just end up complicating the situation. But at the end of the day, quick little gem, and I think I've talked about this before, you should never do something that you're not 100% certain with. And especially online, don't sign anything for over a year unless it's with a company or with the person or with the entity that you have 100% trust in. Over a year is an eternity online. It's a very long time. And there's a good chance you might blow up and now you want to make more money like Tifa with FaZe. Or there's a good, because they signed up to like what, 3-year deal, right?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Or you might fall off and then now they don't want nothing to do with you. Or maybe they do have you, and like because you're not performing, there's clauses in the contract where there's like a punishment. You see what I'm saying? It's kind of like in the NBA where if you make the All-Star team or the All-NBA first team, you get series bonuses. Yep. And so I don't know how all of that played out, but you can't sign something you're not 100%. If you even feel a little bit like you might fuck this up in the future, seriously sit there and think about it, because it's very alluring. Like, think about all your dreams right there. All you have to do is say yes. All you have to do is say yes. And in reality, in practice, it's never going to be like that. It might be 75% of that or 50% of that, but man, what an unfortunate situation.
And that's the reason why I said that. What if what Hank was doing, even though it was a dramatization? What if that was for real? What if, because Hank isn't in a situation where he was down bad at the time, because he was still pulling crazy amount of views. Yeah, he's still getting really good views. So it's not like he was in a situation where he was down bad, and so he could probably think in a much clearer space than possibly everybody else around it. Because in his mind, he may be thinking, I don't really need this. It'd be great to have, but I don't really need this as much as an average YouTuber.
Right. So
if I think about I can think about it from a different perspective, and so because of that, I think what that was, even though it was somewhat of a skit, he's playing it up. I think that actually was a legit thing, and I think that there was some hesitation. But I mean, when you're in a group of people who may not think the same, then you may just sign on something that
That's true.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I say all that to go back to, again, just being. Don't leverage. Don't ever put yourself in a compromising situation where somebody has say so on what type of content that you have to produce.
Yeah, once you give up creative control, you've already lost the most important thing in creating content, and that's being able to direct the content with your mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you have like a director behind the camera and a sound guy, it's like, man, now it's like it's so industry.
Yeah.
And it's against what a lot of people come to YouTube for.
And that was the thing that always killed me, because it's like and I knew that's why I was like, there's no way that they thought that was going to work.
But think about, first of all, it's difficult to make the transition from gaming to lifestyle. Very difficult.
I get that.
And so here's a company offering them an opportunity to assist them in that transition while they live up all their dreams.
I get that as well.
And I'm sure they wanted to. Most people I speak to would love to go from what they're doing now to lifestyle, because they feel like lifestyle is more open and free. Mm-hmm. But in reality, it's like, it's also no man's land, and you have to be very diligent. Like, for example, like the FaZe Rugs of the world, to stay relevant. It's incredible how him and his brother have been able to stay relevant over the years. They do in real life content. They didn't. I don't know how about Brow Artists, but FaZe Rugs started doing Call of Duty trick shotting, transitioned to lifestyle and real life stuff, and he's absolutely killing it. There's people who do it successfully, and the allure of having some help to help get you there is very appealing. Especially because, for example, I know this is a big deal to a lot of people. Is, let's say you're talking to a girl. When they see me online, it's like, it's not really attractive that I sweat all the time and I'm sitting there getting angry at a game, right? But I'm telling you right now, if you're a lifestyle YouTuber and your content is you, what girl wouldn't be interested in that? Yeah. So it's like, not only do you have clout, but you're incredibly appealing to her. So that's also something I'm sure goes on in the back of their mind, or maybe in the front of their fucking mind. Because when you're living in a mansion in a lit city, you're gonna go out and you're gonna party, you're gonna club, and it's gonna be cool to tell people that, oh yeah, we work under overtime, and all that stuff is like, okay, so then how do you say no to this opportunity? Because I have a little bit of doubt.
I get what you're saying, and to piggyback off of what you're saying, when it works on a lifestyle channel, it really, really works.
Yes,
because you have people committed to, like you said, who you are or whatever lifestyle you're portraying.
True,
and that's much easier to keep up with or try to interact with your audience with than trying and praying and crossing your fingers that the next 2K that drops is a good game or not. So, agreed,
100%.
So, I mean, again, I don't want to beat a dead horse, but I just. Again, I'm looking at it in both perspective, and of course with the outside lens. Hey, yo, man, Cole, Hank, Breeze, Hollywood, even T-Jack, man. If y'all have a different perspective, some insider, come on the pod.
Oh, you know how much I'd enjoy that.
Come on the pod, because and I'm not even just saying that to be funny. I'm saying to be honest, because I would love to know the inside. I mean, of course they probably can't talk about it, but at least insider's perspective on it, of what happened and how hectic, because they were also saying how it was very taxing mentally and stuff like that, and they were always stressed. I can imagine. Yeah, I can imagine as well. A lot of stuff going on. Deadlines have to be met. And again, you're stressed about making this content that you don't agree with the outcome of it. You don't agree with the direction. I'm pretty sure that's how they felt. And on top of that, it wasn't working. Yeah. Because the views were, just straight shredded ash. Like 8, 10, 11K.
So
No.
to be fair, I mean, not to be fair, to be genuinely honest, I don't even think they would have continued. No, just from the outside looking in, it wouldn't make sense for them to continue.
Yeah.
Even if the Roni didn't go crazy. Because, I mean, it's easy for a company to be like, this is the reason why we have to make cuts. But they would have made the cut regardless. Because it clearly wasn't working. And you're not going to quadruple down over the course of a year on something that's not working if you could just cut it off. And in most situations and in every really big deal.
Are we assuming that's the reason why?
The Roni?
Yeah.
I'm sure that's what they were told.
Okay.
That's what I would tell them if I was a company. So, like, it wasn't you. Trust me. And then, you know, just have to make cuts.
But that's also a bad thing because then they can't. If it was them, but even if I was in TW, there's no way that they could tell me that it was because of me. There's no way because I'd be like, no, it's the content that y'all are forcing us to make. Yeah.
So anytime you're with a group of people and things aren't working out, you know, whether it's just a roommate at university or you're a group and you're trying to make money or you're trying to get views or whatever the case is, anytime like things start to go bad, there's gonna be conflict, especially with people living in a house together. We haven't really had a lot of conflict. That's kind of, we're so distant that we're not like in each other's way enough to have conflict, me and you. But generally speaking, I live with enough people to know that I'm sure there was some conflict in the house with them. And so it's like, man, so the channel, the group channel is not doing well. I'm sure you had some like problem with, you remember like the reason when they started with the OT thing, they were like Hollywood is too loud at night. Like, I think there's truth to some of that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because I've definitely been in houses where people were too loud and it was frustrating.
Yeah.
Or when they didn't clean up or they do something with the dishes, like Willie just leaves things in the sink all the time. And I just keep telling him over and over again to stop doing that.
Yeah.
And then he tells me to stop doing something else. So there's always a little bit of conflict. And when things get worse, there's more conflict. But as it relates to Overtime and TW, anytime you're working with any company, there's going to be at least a little bit of friction in terms of what you want to do and what they want from you. A lot of the time, especially in simple sponsorships, brand deals, they'll just give you talking points. It's a framework. Hit specific necessary talking points, then hit some suggested talking points.
Yeah.
You don't have to do all the suggested ones.
Yeah.
And there's usually a time limit, like 45 seconds to 1 minute. And you can go over. Sometimes I do. Actually, most of the time I go over.
Yeah.
But there's been times where I just did like the bare minimum and then that was a sponsorship. And I hit the marks they asked me to hit. Boom. But there's going to be times where the company just wants like, yo, I've been done brand deals where you want me to change I have to re-render and change the smallest thing and wait a day for you to tell me if it's okay. Because you generally have to get approval. So when you're so intertwined with industry that it's your boss, especially if you signed away your creative control, I could understand how it's incredibly infuriating when things aren't working. You feel like you can make it better, but they're not listening to you because it's not working.
Facts.
It's kind of like a cycle. So it isn't, hey, listen, shit happens. At the end of the day, they had a brilliant opportunity. It didn't pan out for a myriad of different reasons. And I genuinely feel like, especially, I feel like Hollywood his streams are really entertaining. So, and I wish he would stream more consistent. I pop in there every once in a while just because I always just like to see what's going on. Cole's video is incredible for the most part. He just needs to be a little bit more consistent, and especially with Hank needs to be. So there's not like they're devoid of talent.
Yeah.
They're a group of people that grew because they were capable, and so they released content that was appealing to a lot of different people. So they still have that. They just have to continue to develop and work on it in the comfort of their own home.
Exactly.
With 100% creative control.
The creative control is why it's like it got to be 100%. That's the only reason why I was even shitting on T-Jack, because it's like there's absolutely no way that you could have been put in that position if you didn't have the ability to do better.
Right.
So it's just like you got the ability to do better. Again, I don't want to spend too much time because I don't want to act like I know what the fuck is going on, because I really don't. I'm just looking at it from an outside in as a content creator. But yeah. But again, you know, Cole, Hollywood, Breeze. Oh, shout out, yo, Breeze, yo, big boss Breeze. Yeah, if you want to come on the pod, yo, get big boss Breeze up here, man. Get Breeze, T-Jack, you know, and Hank. Oh yeah, y'all come on the pod, give us a little insight. You know what I'm saying? But
after a 14-day quarantine, obviously.
Yeah. Especially because y'all in a high. Because Miami's up there, right?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, yeah.
Because a lot of people go to Miami thinking like, oh, I'm going to get away from it. So they bring it there.
Cole is from the South, and so is Hank. I mean, not Hank. TJ.
Yeah.
From a small city in Alabama.
I'm glad you remember that.
Oh, man, yeah. Y'all can swing through. Come on, man. Y'all can swing through. But, yeah, just keep your head up, bro. But one great opportunity to the next. The stream, bro. What's up with the stream?
Are you talking about the stream I just had?
Exactly.
Hey, okay, so
it's Saturday. We recording this on Saturday. You talking about the stream that
the Cash versus Troy Celebrity All-Star Match Team Up event.
YouTube All-Star.
YouTube. Oh, not regular?
He's not. Y'all
my
not.
bad.
YouTube.
I went too
just
far.
YouTube. Just YouTube.
I went too far. That's my fault, man.
You call yourself a celebrity?
Yeah, just real quick, man.
Yo, you crazy. You crazy.
I'm gassing it, but okay.
Amazing idea.
First of all, when they reached out to me about it, I was like, yeah, this is gonna be it.
Yeah.
Because not only was and I'm gonna talk about this on my 2K Drama Alert too. 2K's in an interesting place where, Bull card dropped on my team and it had 70K tweets on Twitter trending, and that's a lot for Twitter, especially for a game.
Yeah.
So I was thoroughly like, whoa, what's going on? And then here we have this event where Cash and Troy draft teams and a whole bunch of content creators, and we played in team up 5v5. And first of all, it was the most fun I had playing 2K in a while. But like a lot of I don't know if records were broken, but like it was the most exciting thing to happen
in 2K
in the community for a minute. And it kind of just opened my eyes to not park, because all we do is park. All I do is park.
I'm gonna say, speak for yourself, because I definitely don't do park.
But it was genuinely fun. It was like Pro-Am, but like it had a different vibe than Pro-Am, but it was a lot of the same fun I had when I played Pro-Am.
Yep.
So I was like, fuck it, let's stream, since there's no point in me uploading a video days after everybody streams. So I was like, let me stream this. And the views actually got stuck at 12,000. So I actually didn't know past like the first 30 minutes how the stream was doing. I just like and I actually prefer doing that since my Facebook days, where I exclusively stream there. I don't like looking at the views because I don't want to feel hurt, one, when people leave, and two, I want to just do the same level of entertainment regardless. But when I finish the stream, I'll look back and see like, okay, was there anything I did that made people leave in a large amount? And there wasn't. It stayed still at like 13.5 thousand, which for me is a lot. I remember the last time I streamed was at the beginning of 2K when the Prelude just released, and I had 40,000. And I was like, man, what the fuck? But I didn't hold 40,000. I think I held like 20 something. But at its peak.
Still good,
yeah, that's insane. So in my mind, I was like, when I go into the stream, 3,000-4,000 is cool. But to do 15, Cash did like 30, or Troy did like 35. And then in what planet has 2K ever been that relevant streaming? It's never been a streaming game. It's always been like a upload video game.
Never been a streaming game.
So that was insane. Plus, Cash is getting more into Twitch. I don't know if he's streaming more regularly, but last week, he streamed a few times.
But the thing is, the only way that it is interesting on stream is if you have, and I've thought about this as well. Do I want to say this? I want to give this idea away.
You might.
Do I want to give this idea away?
Sit on it, man. Just hold on now. You might have to give it away, Lo. Because I don't even know what it is.
My idea, my thought on 2K is the only way that it could really get interesting is if we take it back to the good old days, the way that like majority of people got into playing basketball video games, which is you and somebody else just playing the game and being, in which Park a lot of times it's been that way, but it's really hard to have interaction with other people on Park when you're playing, because most of the people just don't have mics.
Word.
So if you have the interaction between whoever you and whoever you're playing, it becomes way more interesting, because not only is there commentary on the game itself, but it's exciting because both of y'all actually want to win the game.
Yeah, exactly.
And I say that because when Flight All-Star snub, he wasn't there. He was a massive snub.
I'm pretty sure they asked him though. He just said no.
Oh, he's too big. Okay, I get it.
I'm sure he had things to do, because Flight streams so regularly. It's such a brilliant opportunity for him to probably could have broke some kind of 2K record on Twitch.
I'm still gonna say he's a snub, All-Star snub.
All right, man, we'll take that. Snub.
But when Cash and Flight stream, that's what they do.
Yeah, they just play against each other, and it's mad intense,
mad fun, and it's something that whenever Cash re-uploads it on Twitter. On YouTube.
People watch.
I'm actually, and I don't even really watch too much of Cash like that, but I do watch that.
But that's not something new though, because
no, it's not new.
Tycino was in the game too. Shout out Tycino. He's easily one of the best content creators in 2K community. He was not only was he playing across the world, is it Australia, New Zealand? One of the two. But he was greening all his shots on that delay and not getting baited. Like, he was not spamming turnovers. There was a couple passes he made to me with like this much room on a massive. The delay was so bad, he would shoot and then it would green. I don't think unless you play someone.
So the
fact that, first of all, He's done things like that in the past where he comes to North America, and I don't know how much you pay attention, where he just wages a bunch of people.
Yeah.
So he'll come here on these servers to make it a fair game. He's on East Coast. All right, East Coast YouTubers, who wants to play? And he'll just play a whole bunch of different YouTubers. And there's a lot on the line because especially when you establish yourself as an authority in terms of just your skill in the game, you're putting that on the line because people are going to think you're ass if you lose too much. Right. And so he risks that for the content. And there's content creators bold enough to challenge him. And this was like maybe 4 or 5 months ago, maybe 3 or 4 months ago. And it just made for some really, really good content. But then he went to the West Coast, played some people there, and then he went back home. So we haven't really had a community event where like that many people were watching because he was pulling anywhere from like 8 to 20,000 viewers doing that. Just him versus somebody else on the twos in Park.
Tough.
And so Cash, Troy start their own thing, and Troy streams pretty regularly, and I guess Cash is getting back into it. So I was like, man, this has the potential to be huge. I don't even play Team Up. I haven't played any 5v5 since like 16. But hey, count me in. Sounds like some fun. And it was incredibly fun. So my stream did great. Had a blast. I was really lightheaded because I was that intense. Like I was in the zone. And I didn't even really play well, and I still had fun. Like I shot like fucking 50%.
50?
Yeah.
That's good. That's solid.
It's but it was on defense where I excelled as leader in steals and shit. But they were sagging when I had KD because I could not green with KD. So I had to find ways to not be a liability on offense. And I just did that by zigzagging enough. Because when you move enough on the perimeter, he had to be focused or else eventually
exactly.
I'm gonna bop you.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was incredible. Man, if we don't do more stuff like that, I'm gonna be so disappointed. Because and I've tried to get the community together on events before. It takes a lot because there's some Hollywood people that are just annoying to continue to communicate with. But just more than that, is a lot of people involved. And so you don't know where things are going to go wrong. And plus it's 2K, right? Like even before we started this, Cash blue screen. But imagine if you're doing it on Park, you can't get in the same park. Like there's a million different ways it could be potentially complicated. And shout out to LD2K because he was there too. And he was a star. Not only just he was there, he was the best player on the court.
Soft, bro.
He's using Froby and just annihilating people with Euros and hop steps. It was truly impressive.
But if more people start playing All-Star Team, well, you know this. I play All-Star Team Up almost every day. Shout out to the Discord gang. You know what I'm saying? We be getting it in on the All-Star Team Up. But more people start to play different game modes on Twitter. I mean, on the 2K, more people on Twitter are gonna start complaining about 2K because there's a lot of problems.
Oh, there's always gonna be complaints.
I know, but I don't think people
fucking horrible.
But I don't really know if people really know the problems with 2K. Like when we was practicing,
I was finding problems with All-Star
exactly.
Team.
You start to realize like all the all-time teams, they don't have quick draw. You start to realize that some of the ratings are just dog shit,
very bad,
completely off. Like so, you just start to realize other problems. But yeah, man, yo, shout out to y'all. But that was a massive event.
Yeah, it was a great idea. It was a lot of fun.
A lot of fun. Big opportunity. Everybody ate off of it. I think. Great idea.
Yeah, it was a great idea, bro. And great execution.
Yeah, it was great execution.
Yeah, so I rate them for that.
Big facts. Big bag.
Big ratings.
Big ratings.
Not even
bear ratings.
Yeah.
Bear ratings.
Bear ratings sent their way, man.
Facts. What else? You got something you want to talk about? I'm blacking out.
I don't know. You said you had a lot of topics. And
I know.
I didn't know we had a lot of topics.
I'm blacking out. Real
so I was like,
quick.
oh, okay. It's funny.
I do want to.
We could talk about idea theft.
Do we really want to talk about that?
I mean, we were talking about it
earlier. Do we really
today.
want to talk about that?
We can. It'd be an interesting topic for sure. How would you like to start us off, Lo?
I don't want to though because I feel like this is.
You don't have to call
and I don't.
Out
and you know what's so crazy?
I
don't. You know, y'all know me. I don't give a fuck. I just say it. But this is a very touchy situation. You might have to like talk a little bit and open me up, but
okay.
Yeah, the idea theft. I get it. Oh, no, you got.
No,
you
don't
start.
get it.
Yeah,
let me start it off.
You got to start it. You got to start
control. Let me take control.
You got to start it off. The idea theft.
As long as it's been on YouTube, people have copied ideas that I've had, or just ideas that I've popularized often, to the point where if I got angry about it, I actually wouldn't get sleep. And I've seen people take ideas that I've started and spam it. Like they just kill the idea. Because I was like, I like to drop it every once in a while, but they see it works and they spam it. And it could be in the form of content. It could be in the form of like a title sequence. I like to stay in the know, so I watch all kinds of different videos. And so I learn things from other people too. But I always try my best to add my own flair to it if I'm going to take one. And anytime I directly take a video, I usually link it in the description. Like if that video is the only reason I'm doing my video because I saw him or her do that,
Okay.
you're in the description of the video.
Okay.
And so over the course of the last few years, I've seen it happen so frequently that I went from like, man, what the fuck to, oh, there it is again. But there's no like feeling associated with it no more because otherwise I'd lose my mind.
True.
And I've even been accused of stealing some ideas. Like I thought of it myself. I'll post it. Then some fucking guy that I don't know who has like fucking, I don't know, sometimes like 100,000, sometimes like 2 subscribers. He'll link his video he did like a few months ago and be like, yo, agent, I noticed you stole my video. I'd be like, bro, I don't know who you are right now. So like, yo, get your ego in check. You know what I mean? If I took your video, then I most definitely put your link in the description every single time.
Yeah.
So I've been on the other end of that too. So I know how annoying it is sometimes to be accused of something that I had no part in playing. But there's situations where I know for a fact that you saw me do something that popped and then you did it. And a lot of the time, because I watch so many different types of shit, because I watch so much different types of, I'll see something pop off in Rainbow Six.
Yeah.
I watched a lot of Rainbow videos. For example, let me give you an example. The moments videos we do.
Yeah.
It's really just funny moments. Funny moments has been going on for as long as gaming's been going on.
Yeah, for sure.
But the titles that I generally go with, funny NBA 2K moments that will, I got that from Fitz. He does a lot of CSGO type funny content with Swagger Souls and his group of content creators. They actually have a group too. I'm blanking on what it's called. Is it called?
I don't know.
It's like the Outcast. No, it's not the Outcast. It's fuck it, whatever. They have a group of people and they regularly do those types of videos. And I saw their videos and I was like, yo, that title would work for what I'm doing here over at 2K.
Yeah.
And the first few times I regularly started to post that content with you, I paid them some respect. And so now I've been doing those types of videos for a while, like meme videos. What PewDiePie did those. Everybody knew PewDiePie did those. Yeah. The 2K drama alert is clearly from Keemstar. I mean, we even had some drama about it.
You almost got to a beef about it.
But Keemstar is like as abrasive as a person he is. He's also like understanding. Yeah. So when I made my case, he didn't fight me on it for the sake of being right. He was like, oh, okay. He realized like I wasn't really trying to like, I'm not trying to take your territory. I don't want to be a news guy. Yeah. It's just some funny shit from time to time in the 2K community. And I'm doing it in the format of what you got going on as like your alter ego type shit. Like just a different weird Beamstar character. I get it. So ideas get taken. Technically there's no real, let me continue talking because I know you about to go crazy. Technically there's no original idea. Yeah. I 100% believe this. Everything in your mind is a culmination of things you've either experienced or learned from somewhere. Of course. You don't have your own ideas. Of course. Right? So it's like, let's say if you've never been able to see in your life, there's no words I can use to help describe to you what a square looks like. Right? Of course. Because you've never, you don't know what this color looks like. So it's like, you only know your experiences. And in that, you take some inspiration from content creators that you admire. I get that. And there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. But from time to time, I see some people take an idea verbatim. And I'm like, yo, I ain't getting no kind of credit. You saw me blow up with that title a month ago. Or like a day ago when it's really like, I'm like, not even a little bit? But I don't ever make a deal about it because I understand that there's a small chance that it was just happenstance. So, I'm starting to look at a couple other 2K YouTubers, and I'm like, hey, bro, they even got a me and Vortex in their video. What's up with y'all? What y'all doing? What y'all doing? And it ain't really hitting the same. Let me just go and say they can't. They're not as funny as you, Vortex. It ain't really hitting the same. Nah. But before I go into what my situation, I'm still, you know. Oh, you don't bite your tongue, Lo. Come on, man. Let me say this though. In the NBA community, this is why I gotta give props out to everybody. If we have a brilliant idea, we're actually there's a group chats of us, and we'll just say like straight up, like, yo, this is, the video I'm thinking about doing. Let me hold on for it for a while because it's gonna take me a second to research it. Word.
And to the point where even if they upload something, a series, people more or less still don't do the series. They just let them have it. Like Dom 2K has a series where he does why certain players are drafted before this certain player. So
Actually, like I've never heard of that, and it sounds very interesting to me right now.
So like why 12 players are drafted before Donovan Mitchell.
Word.
Crazy enough about it, nobody, and I mean nobody in the NBA community ran with that idea, even though some of the videos are getting hundreds of thousands to 1 million views. Like the one he did about Giannis, 1 million view video.
That's tough.
Nobody even touched it, even though he would have to hurry up and keep re-uploading these type of videos, because that's the only way he was going to get why XYZ before Giannis or Kobe or Nash. Like he went that far back.
Word.
So again, anybody could have done it. I could have done it. Nobody didn't do it. And they just let him have it because it's obvious it's his idea. To the point where even in the NBA community, I've had that happen to me before where it seemed like I've stolen somebody else's idea and I just didn't know about it. And people will just call me out. Other people in the community, not the content creators, people in the community will say, hey, yo, I think you got the idea from XYZ. Or you've done this video
before. But in the NBA community,
like
how it spawned, I think, like was Mike Resembles What Ifs. Plenty of people stole and ran with What Ifs. Yeah, even I did a What If.
The crazy part about it is even because I remember when Nick Smith did it and he actually asked Mike to do it.
Really?
And at a point where I think Mike didn't just let it go because he was like, I'm kind of exhausted out of doing these anyway. So y'all, I don't care if y'all do it.
Word.
So, and of course, in the community, like I said, we have a group chat. So that conversation was had.
That's good. I've been asked before too. And I always find it like, oh, dude, go ahead. I've never told anyone don't do that because I done it. I'm like, yeah, dude, you know what I mean? Like, first of all, it's cool that you asked, but no, do the thing. Hopefully it's a growth, like the video that's incredible. It's a dope video. I'll
even go a step further to the point where somebody will just be having conversations in Discord or on Twitter DMs. And sometimes I've even helped or somebody's helped me make a video that we both had the same idea of.
Word.
So that's where I'm coming from. I'm not in a community where people see ideas and then they run with it. And even going back to the Dom 2K idea, which is why I put this on Twitter, and I got like a mix feedback on Twitter about it, where Dom 2K did that thing about the NBA draft, and then like a whole bunch of other NFL YouTubers start doing the same thing for the NFL draft.
That's very common.
So what's crazy is, here's even crazier.
I do that too, though.
Yeah, true. But not only they do that same idea, but even the thumbnail is exactly the same.
Oh, they just verbatim took that?
I don't even know if you realized Dom 2K's thumbnail, but y'all, I'm pretty sure some of y'all know.
I've seen him before.
It's very unique.
Right.
To the point where I'm thinking like, why do you even add text on the side like that? Because nobody can read that on the phone. Literally, same thing. Text on the side like that with the color exactly the same. So then I'm like, all right, I get it. But again, in the community, in the NBA community, we just let Dom have it. Even to the point where he has a video right now where he's supposed to be doing, I don't know if he's going to, about Isaiah Thomas. And I don't know if he's building up the
Pistons.
No, Celtics.
Small one?
Yeah, small.
Okay.
Because he was drafted 60th. He was the last player. So he would have to go through everybody in the thing in the draft. Exactly. But again, he's kind of alluded to like, I don't know. And nobody still has said, oh, I'll do it, Dom, and get the views. Nobody still has done that. It's just like, that's yours, Dom. You have it. It's on you. Whatever you want to do it, you do it.
Now, I say this, though. In NBA, you guys have like not an infinite, but a large sample of potential videos to do.
Exactly.
In 2K, especially when they're not releasing content, or in any game when they're not releasing content, it can get real scarce. Which is why if you see something that I do, especially when you ask me, I'm always cool with it.
Yeah.
Because I realize that like, that happens. Like Davis did a stream sniping video. I'm sure someone's done it in other communities, but Davis was the first person to do it in the 2K community. Blew up. People spammed stream snipe videos, and a lot of them were fake. But Davis is like, it takes some time because he does real ones. So it's like when you're faking it, it's even worse because like now I can't compete with a guy who's faking. You know how hard it is to get a good reaction? You know how hard it is to get a good reaction?
Okay, yeah, I know. So that's the part that really annoys me. So I might as well just say what it is. You know, so I might as well say
word?
I might as well say it. So many of y'all know the video that and we were gassing this video on the podcast the weeks coming up to me dropping the flight video.
Oh, okay. So, okay, yeah.
We were gassing the idea. Like, oh, this is gonna make, because it was.
Like, we would get on calls regularly like, hey, you dropped the flight video?
Yo, and like to the point where I remember I was downstairs in the collab room and had the brain blast. And was like, oh my God, this would be a great idea. And I think I even suggested to put it on your channel, not even mine. But then you were like, no, it actually worked better on it. I was like, all right, bet. So then I'm sitting there constantly thinking about the video, trying to perfect it and craft it and actually spent the right amount of time on the video. So when it finally drops, it's not just a great video for me and my channel, but it just feels like a moment on YouTube.
A video for like the community.
It's a culture video. It's for the culture.
Facts.
And again, just as a content creator, like Agent saying, how much time you really have to spend into a great idea, especially when it's more or less when a lot of components of it is original. You have to spend a lot of time on that because you're trying to make sure everything is right. There's nobody else who's done something like this. So you were the one on the fly starting to realize, oh, this is going to take a lot of time for me to actually do this. So yeah. So on top of that, when it comes to flight, he's by far played the most 1v1s. So if I really wanted to do it, I legitimately had to watch like 50 games of flight playing 1v1.
And that's brutal, dude.
Brutal.
So, wow, you went through it. Congrats.
So the video drops. It's the moment. It's the moment. For me, it's the biggest moment so far in the beginning of this month, at the beginning of this year. And I would argue, can I say this is?
I don't know. You've had some big moments, man.
No. I think it's one of the biggest moments in our space.
Oh.
I think it is. So far this year. And
I can see that. But I'm not in your community enough.
No, I'm talking about even in y'all community.
Oh, in general?
Like in NBA in general on YouTube.
Word.
NBA 2K, with flight, with cash. Is it not one of the biggest videos so far this year?
Yeah, it's one of those videos that like you talk to people about, and that's not common in like, especially in our space where you're like, yo, did you see this video? You don't hear that a lot. You don't hear that a lot, man. So I was like, yo, you dropped that video, and I was like, bro, man, I really hope it 1 out of 10s, because if that 10, I'd have been so depressed, because it's one of those videos where. No, it wasn't certain that it was gonna do well. There was a chance to just flop because it's so different than the type of content you regularly do.
Come on, you know.
But and it kind of worked out because Flight's been like on explosive growth.
Exactly.
In the exact time but right before you drop the video. So as you drop the video, Flight becomes this like massive meme on Instagram, and so it kind of just worked where more people knew of him the exact moment you released your video. And one of the more iconic things about Flight is the fact that he just delusionally believes that he's good at basketball. Exactly. And so it kind of just, you dropped it at the fact that you took that long, I think helped you. Because you dropped it at the perfect time for it to perform.
But well. even when part of the reason why it took me so long is because again, I had to watch
a lot of flight videos and it takes some time, man.
But more importantly, I was still trying to perfect it and craft it. Like even when I was like trying to let Waleed watch it, like, I need to make sure everything is straight. Mm-hmm. But then also like, there was like memes in the video that were part of me, because even when we were talking about, you was like, yo, you should just be serious when you do it, like be deadpan serious while you're breaking down Flight's video. It just contradicts it to the point where there's people in the thing saying like, yo, why are you taking this so serious? And it's like, yo, y'all upset at the meme, bet, okay. But then even little nuances things to where like in the video, I specifically compared his dribbling style to Curry's dribbling style, because I knew if I put Curry on the screen and he watched it, he was going to play a part of the meme. Like, to that point.
That's smart. I didn't even know you did that.
Exactly. But like you said, but like I told you before, the way that I'm going to make sure I have people go to the video, if they saw it on Cash's video, is with a Google document, so they can go in there and click the video and actually hopefully watch and subscribe. But more than likely, at least click on the video and it can be suggested more often and stuff like that. So yeah, everything was planned out very, very, very
meticulously.
So in Cash's reaction to Flight reacting to it, he says, "Hey, yo, shout out to the dude who made this, man. I want to see you do my record."
And then everybody spammed you about it.
Everybody spammed me about it. I was like, all right, you know, give me a second because I got to take a break from that shit. All right, because that shit was ridiculous, but I'll do it. 2 weeks later, somebody else drops the video. Now I'm kind of torn about this.
You think maybe they just had the same eureka moment?
No.
Oh, okay. All right.
Because to that person's credit, I think his name is Mad Ox or something like that.
Okay.
To his credit, he did say, like, this is where the idea is from.
Okay.
And so I was like, okay. And also, part of the reason why I made the video is because I wanted it to be for the culture. So I'm definitely not trying to say this is my idea and I'm hogging it, because once I was done with Cash, I was gonna be done with it. I was not gonna do Jesser and DDG and Ellis. No, I wasn't. Y'all could have that. But for Cash to specifically ask for me to do it, again, coming from the NBA community, I was just thinking, oh, okay, that's my video.
You thought.
I thought. So, but that really doesn't make me upset. What makes me upset is, like we were talking about, the amount of time it takes to actually put into those type of videos and do the due diligence on those type of videos to make sure you craft them correctly. I was in the middle of doing the research for the Cash video. In my mind, I'm thinking all of the memes I can put in the video to make it even better and more related.
Okay.
And when the dude dropped the video, I can clearly tell he didn't put that much time into the video.
He just wanted to get it out.
He just wanted to get the video.
He's trying to beat
out.
you to it, man.
He's trying to beat me to the punch.
It's tough.
And that's why I was upset.
Oh, you were upset about it?
Oh yeah, I'm still upset, low key. I low key go downstairs.
Hey, man. You threw them punches, man.
I low key go downstairs like, come on, how you do that?
But that's just because it's your first time dealing with it. After, like, give it like 3-4 more times low, and you're gonna.
But the
you're
thing
gonna
is,
you're gonna lose the passion.
I get that. But the thing is, I've had other great ideas. Like, I have a series right now that I haven't finished on my channel, and I started a year ago, and nobody still has not done it.
That's tough.
I have a.
And it did well.
Oh, it's 700, 600, 700, 1,000. Wow. Very impressive. And people keep asking me almost on a month basis, hey, man, when you going to do, you finish that up anytime soon?
And you're like, yeah, eventually.
Yeah, eventually.
I'll get to it.
Actually, I'm probably going to drop the next one this month. Or, well, April, because we're at the end of this month. Anyway, though, I'm thinking like, yo, how you do that? And what makes it even worse is
you
that
can't tell nobody about it. That's facts.
Can't tell, but it just irritates me. But on the flight shit, I'm like,
it shouldn't irritate you. Oh, you'll get desensitized to the irritation.
I see where you're coming from, but for me, it's like, come on, bro. Come on, Brody. Come on. He clearly said me.
So you thought like, yo,
that's mine.
Got you, Cash.
And then Cash also reacted to it, because if I had known about it, I would have told Cash like, hey, don't react to that. Don't.
You think he'd be like, okay?
I would tell him like, I'm the one who did the first one, and mine is going to be better.
He might react to yours too. Yeah, but he's definitely gonna react to the first one that drops.
Exactly, but Cash already reacted to it, and Flight reacted to it, and Cash reacted to Flight reacted.
Oh man, so
he's already gone through that cycle. So it's like, oh my god! But I was going to meme it up. I was going to compare Cash to LeBron. I was going to show Flight and Cash's numbers side by side, and it was going to be fucking perfect.
Man, now you lost. You can still technically do it.
I can still technically do it. It's not
gonna have the dramatic effect.
I don't even want to fucking do it no more. And then that's nothing that bothers me. A part of me still would have been like, yo, if he had came to me and said, yo, I'm about to do it, are you gonna do it? I still would have said, yeah, no, don't do it. But I at least, because I've done this before, that's happened before, I would have said, you know what, even if you're gonna do it, let me help you make it, because it could be one of those type of videos.
Word.
Let me help you. Let's share the information, because again, I've done this before with other NBA YouTubers. There's some NBA YouTubers who just straight up giving me their scripts and have me reread them and proofread them and add in certain things. I've dead ass done that with people.
Jeez.
So with ideas, it ain't really. It's the fact that I care, but I just wanted to be done right, especially if it's something that I also had the exact same idea on.
True.
So it's like, come on, man.
Come on,
homie. And then what's even worse is that he's just squirting off other ideas, other people.
Oh yeah, that I'm telling you, there's people. They're just gonna spawn. And the unfortunate reality is that's what works on YouTube. When something works, just do a lot of it. Like, for example, the biggest video on my channel is playing every single 2K. Mm-hmm. I saw someone do that with FIFA.
Did David just do that?
Yeah, Davis and Peter, they all picked it up. But not just them. Like, plenty of people saw that trend. No, but
need that tax money, right?
Yeah, but we actively like.
I know.
Like,
Yeah.
Peter said something when I was recording the every 2K video, and it spawned an idea in my head, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna do this video, and he was like, no, you can't. I'm gonna do it, and I'm like, I'll do it too.
Nah, but I'm doing it. I know Pete and Davis, this is a joke because Davis was in the house recording the same video.
Yeah. And actually, Davis has used my stuff to do his video too.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. I know we just joking. But hey, yo, I still need that tax. We still need that tax money over here. over in this house, we need that tax money.
But it's like that worked. But I wasn't the originator of it. I could be wrong, but I'm almost certain I linked the FIFA guy's link in the description. I forgot what his name was. But I saw that. And then after I saw his video, I actually saw someone do it with Call of Duty. And then I was like, oh, it's only a matter of time for someone does this in 2K.
Yeah.
Let me be the guy. It's under my alley because I've uploaded since 17. I don't know how regularly you watch, but I've uploaded NBA 2K2, NBA 2K1, NBA 2K Original. I played all the classic games.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
So that's something that I've been doing, but I never thought about putting it all in one video. Oh, actually, there was a content creator in Madden that used to do not the same thing as playing every single 2K, but he used to do a series called Through the Years ago, like 4 or 5 years ago. But he barely had any subs. He had like 30,000 subs. Which in the context of big YouTube is not a lot. I know a lot of people are like, 30,000 is a lot. But like, if you have 30,000, someone's going to steal your idea and get a lot more views. So in that context, it's small. And he had a Through the Years idea where like, let's say Brian Dawkins. Yeah. He would go every single year and, this is overall, this is what he plays like. This is overall, this is what he plays like. And the series blew up, so he just did a lot of them. And then I saw other people start to do it. And that's when it first started to hit me. Even way back then, I was like, wow. So like nothing is really safe. Now, I don't know whether or not they asked him if it was cool. I don't know like the details. Yeah. But what I do know is that happens. You know what I mean? So that's anytime I do it, because I'm going to watch videos because that's usually how I think of ideas, by conversations or experiences. So it's going to be some times where, yeah, dude, that was incredible. And I'm going to do like a 2K version of that. And I'll give him a nod or a link in the description. Yeah. Not always though. I didn't used to do that like way back in the day, like in 17.
I know you didn't give me my credit. I know.
But then I saw people do it to me, and I was like, oh, this sucks. So let me start.
So you start giving me credit. Exactly.
You credit. I'm talking about people I got ideas from. Talking about people I got ideas from.
When we do the moment, you get ideas from me. So when we do the moments video, you put my link, you put my channel.
For example,
you put my channel
description. Let me give an example. Oh, I don't even put your link in the description. I'm not gonna lie.
What?
In a lot of videos, I did not put your link in the description.
Oh my! I might have to start taxing you. That's tough.
But in the moments videos, for example, I don't even know if I do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you need to.
But I guess it's not like a good. But nobody really clicks the link in the description unless I ask them to.
Hey, but I want my link in the description.
I got it from now on. I got you.
Hey, yo, Waleed. Put my link in the description.
Can you imagine Waleed just editing descriptions? I'm like, yo, cut it out, man.
Hey, Waleed, put my link in the description, bro.
Okay, so I had an idea way back in the day. Actually, it wasn't my idea. Me and Vortex were playing the game, and he thought of the idea, and he's like, Vortex. In fact, there's pieces of paper on my desk of Vortex. Even when we were in Toronto, would just write ideas for fun and just give them to me. And I tell him like straight up, like, oh, this idea just sucks. Oh, this is wow. Actually, I can make this work. Maybe this needs a different title, but has a good concept. Yeah. And so there was a video where it was like, I use LSK's jumper in 2K. I use Cash's jumper in 2K. So I made it a series. Shit was popping. You know what I mean?
Were you the first one to do that series on 2K?
First one to do that on 2K.
You was the first one.
Actually, Davis is contesting me on that because he said he did a version of it, but Davis is a liar. So
but
Vortex thought of the idea, and I was like, oh, okay, let me run with it. Boom. Here I go. My video is doing great. There is a countless amount of people that ran with the idea. Some of them hit me up and asked like, yo, do you mind? And I was like, I'll go for it. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, I'd hope you do the same for me if I saw something you did and I was like, yo, let me try and do my shit of that.
But that's respect though.
It is.
But when you don't do that,
then they're like, they just see something that's popping. They're like, fuck it. I see this working. But sometimes it pops to the point where like, for example, make this shot, you get $100. Where it becomes so big, it's impossible to track the originator. And it's at that point, it's just a trend.
Sure. Yeah.
So if the thing is a trend, like a lot of people are uploading that kind of video because it's what works, then you can't claim a trend. Even if you started the trend, you could claim the originator. I'm the originator of the trend. Like, I don't know who's the first person to sit there and review memes. I do know PewDiePie popularized the fuck out of it. And I was like, yeah, let me do my own 2K version of that. But in that instance, no one needed me to tell them that PewDiePie did that. He was doing it very popularly for like 6 months before I even ever did a 2K meme video. Yeah. So, just to say that people share and build off of, sometimes completely copy verbatim ideas all the time. There's times where it's acceptable, and there's times where it's like it's just unethical. But it's about finding like a line. So you could be creative in the way that you want to be by building off of what other people did, but you don't want to just be a carbon copy of what someone else has going on, because then you just look corny.
So okay, so that's before I get to that, the lesson of the day, the moral of the story. The whole relationship prank scene, that's literally all they do. It's just the same prank from one channel to the next. Next,
without a doubt.
And it's like, Jesus Christ. But the moral of the story to the gentleman who did the Cash video, I see you did Jesser, and I think
already?
You did Kenny. Yeah,
man, what the hell?
just squirting him off. He already did Jesser, and he's doing I think he did Kenny Chow or LSK or something like that.
Oh, cool.
I just my only thing, because now it seems like that's what you're doing. Like you said, you don't come across as a carbon copy, because at some point you're gonna run out of names to do, and now what?
You're just gonna take another one though. I've seen people play this game and win.
I get, but I don't. The reason why I don't think he's going to win is because, I don't think he's going to win doing this, because even on some of the, I don't know if you haven't seen the video. Even a lot of the stuff he's even saying in the video sounds like me.
Word. You have a fan, Lo.
So that's another part of me is like, I'm flattered, because it's like that again. That's what it was for. It's for the community. So like, it's for the community, for the culture. But like, just as an upcoming YouTuber, because he is an upcoming YouTuber, and that was a good video for you on your channel. But at the end of the day, just don't. You gotta, while you're sitting on this idea, come up with an idea.
Well, he's probably not gonna do that. I don't know how to tell you this, man, but he's not gonna like reform himself. I've seen people steal my ideas and then go on to steal next person.
But these are literally. Oh, if you're stealing ideas, then I'll just start going crazy. I don't.
You shouldn't though.
But I'm trying to be positive, Perry, right now.
But I'm telling you what's most likely gonna happen.
I'm trying to be positive.
I've seen it play out.
I'm trying to be positive.
All right, but
these are his first. These like
no,
some
but
of
I'm
his
telling
first
you,
videos.
like you're reacting to it.
These are his first videos
passionately. But I'm saying you should react. What's the opposite of passion?
Lack of passion.
I guess there's a word for it, but we'll go with that. Yeah, react with a very large lack of passion, because it's not personal. He just sees is at the end of the day is business. Like in Canada, the two major internet service providers, Rogers and Bell. Bell does something, it fails. Well, Rogers is not going to do it. But if it works, I guarantee you, the first thing Rogers is doing the exact same thing. Like Instagram sat there and stole everything from all the other platforms, and everyone thought it was corny at first until they did it better than them.
Empathetic.
Empathetic? What is that? Empathetic.
Apathetic.
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 Sounds like soulless. Lack of a soul. So yeah,
I see what you're saying, but I'm trying to look, man. I'm trying to
remove your feelings.
I'm trying. No, fuck no. I spent that much time on that video. Fuck no.
I'm telling you,
I get it, but look.
I'm glad you have this little cult of people that's not yoinking ideas.
Look,
but I'm gonna tell you, as a person who's had plenty of ideas yoinked, and I've yoinked my fair share of ideas, that is inevitable. Now you do want to act with some decency,
yes, but
then just keep it at that. You don't have to get overly concerned about what the next person's doing. At the end of the day. Like you have a banger like Davis, plenty of stream time studios before, but Davis is the first to do it big in 2K. People are going to see that and then be like, oh, that's exactly what I'm going to do every day for the next month. And there's people that blew up doing that. And there's some people that they're good enough so they could pivot and transition to something else they want to do. But there's other people that just die with the trend.
Oh, yeah, but that's what I'm trying to prevent him from dying from the trend.
Why? It seems like you don't like him.
No, I'm not. I don't know him. No, I'm just saying I understand where he may be coming from, but I'm just letting him know. Because eventually you're going to, there's a really good possibility that you will just die with the trend. And so what I'm saying is, while you're squirting these videos off, think about an idea. Because now that you have some momentum on your channel, you want to make sure when you do make a pivot, that it's a really good idea that's going to just continue the momentum so you can continue to get views. But if you're just copying niggas, you corny.
Okay, see, okay.
Fuck them niggas.
I'll say you do feel some type of way.
Oh, if you just keep copying, oh yeah, fuck them.
Well, what do you
fuck anybody? Not just him, but I don't know what he's gonna do after he gets done with the 1v1 thing. But to the niggas out there who just copy people,
oh, they just do what works, Lo.
Fuck you.
Oh, jeez.
You unoriginal piece of shit. Man, fuck them, bro. I don't give a fuck about them.
But I'm telling you, you're gonna get to the point where
I don't know enough of them. I'm not around enough of them.
Oh, it's coming, low. The bigger the community gets, and the more toxic it gets, it's on the way. It's on the way, my guy.
It may be, but I just let
in
niggas.
In fact, I'm in the process right now of thinking about stealing an idea. And I'm going to have to leave their link in the description. For sure, I got to show love. But the shit works, it works. Just move with some decency. And at the end of the day, no idea is original. Every idea has been done or is an evolution of
But what I'm talking about is, you know.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, I'm saying, like, remove yourself from it.
And since what you're saying is true, yo, shout out to everybody in the NBA community right now.
Yeah,
especially the OGs. The fact that we moving like that with some that level of credibility and fortitude and, you know, shit like that. Yo, shout out to y'all.
Hey, leave links in the description. That's all. You can solve your theft issue with credit.
True, but I'm just saying when he did credit me.
Oh, okay, then let it go, bitch.
No, because Cash.
Bitch, let it go.
No. Cash specifically told me.
Cash just wanted content. He didn't care who was doing it. Trust me.
No, he would have cared if I did it because the shit out. No. I'm saying the video would have been a better video.
It probably would have.
And the memes would have been. No, it's not a problem. It's not a probably, nigga. Don't try me. Don't try me. It's not a problem.
Regardless, Cash is gonna have a banger video with a good title,
and it would have been even better with me.
No, the title.
No, stop.
The title is irrelevant from the content.
I'm not talking about the title. I'm talking about the content
the performance of the video. You're saying like yours is going to do better because it's better content. The content only matters for audience retention and for your sanity. Exactly. That's what the content. But the content is irrelevant to your views. There's plenty of garbage videos that get a lot of views.
No, I get that. What I'm saying is, but it wasn't. It's what I'm not a money hungry guy. Come on now, we ain't for the money and the views. It's for the culture.
Oh, okay, for the culture.
It would have been better for the culture if I made that video.
Maybe it would have been.
It's not a maybe. Stop playing me. Okay, it's a fact.
How you know for certain?
Because I seen his video.
Yeah, I just haven't seen it.
Because I saw his exactly. And when you see his video, you're gonna be like, you're right.
Just like that.
You're gonna be like, you're like, you know what?
I'll put on my new Scully and just.
You know what? You're gonna be like, you know what? Hey, yo, you're right. You would have been better at this.
Ridiculous, man. Take it off.
You're like, yeah, you're right. Oh yeah, we gonna be looking at you. Be like, you gonna pause in the middle of the video.
Like, he was right.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right.
I'll call you and let you know.
You gonna put on your thinking cap on and be like,
that's what it looked like. It looked like one of those things they used to zap you in the 70s.
Oh my god.
You know, when you did a crime they didn't like.
You mean the thing that they still do now?
They still do that?
I don't know if they put a cap on, but they still zap you. They definitely still zap you.
But they do it on chairs now.
You sit in a chair with the cap on?
No, I have not. With that on?
When they had the cap on, it was.
Oh, do they really?
Yeah.
Oh shit, man! I don't pay attention to that stuff.
He was just pacing around and he just zapped them randomly.
I don't know, man. I watch too much Call of Duty Zombies. I don't know how it works, man. I just know lightning drops from the sky.
Man, fuck y'all uncreative ass niggas. That's all I gotta say.
Man, if that's how you move, the internet is uncreative though. That's very true. You know what's crazy? I have a lot of respect for the people
OSN is stealing tweets right now. Yeah, what is he doing?
Yeah, but that is Twitter, bro. Most tweets are stolen. If I ever see a good tweet in my mind, I'm like, I wonder who thought of this before this guy blew up with the tweet. Because somebody thought of it.
Because OSN is definitely not the first one. There's plenty of people who
But it's accepted though, because even the top replies is always like, off the dome? Like, you thought of that yourself? And then he always replies yes, and then someone replies with like a tweet of like, no, you got it right here. But that's part of like the meme of him taking it though. And on Twitter, I actually don't care whether or not you could steal my exact tweet. In that.
On Twitter, I really don't care too much, but on YouTube, I definitely care. So I think the only uncreative fucks.
The only time someone's ever like took a verbatim tweet was Jesser, and he actually left a reply under my tweet and was like, "Oh, thanks, man. I'm gonna take that." And in my mind, I was like, "Cool. I'll check out your Twitter see if I want to take anything too." Because you might have something I like too, man.
Part of me always believes like if niggas were just like, if for a whole month you couldn't watch YouTube, what type of content would you create the following month? And it'd be a lot of niggas you would just see with trashy ideas, like trash content for a whole month.
Okay. So this is what I was gonna say before I forgot. The guys like Caleb City or King Batch or RDC World, the fact that they've been able to continue to come up with creative funny like comedy skit stuff. That's peak creativity. Oof. Even though some will disagree with King Batch because he's like kind of industry, so people hate him for no reason. That happens when you get too high and they just look for reasons to hate you. But yeah, like if you ever sit down and watch a Caleb City RDC World, you're like, man, like just brilliant. And sometimes not always the funniest, but I'm like, yo, you're on your top 0.001% creativity. I hope you guys know that about yourself.
But when you create content like that, your clout on the internet and your how long you can stay relevant, it's almost an infinite amount of time.
Word. That's why I always try new stuff. Like the Guinness World Record we did.
Yeah.
I was hoping that popped off and it was a trend. It didn't do well. It underperformed. So I let it go. That's me trying something. But if it did work, I have no doubt in my mind it'd only take a week before someone spammed it.
And you start faking videos?
Yeah. And you could easily fake a video like that.
We was faking that video.
Because they were just so bad.
Yeah, they were that bad.
So somebody linked me a tweet and was like, Agent, your record was short-lived. And it was the guy who did it legit. It wasn't a video. It was just some screenshot on Twitter. But I was like, yeah, if that video popped, the Guinness World Record on NBA 2K, I have no doubt somebody would just get in a private pro-am, not say nothing, and then spam rebounds or points or just get their own records because that's what's... But for us to recreate that would take a very long time because you have to find a bum-ass team by luck publicly.
But you tried that in the... in 2K16 and 20 when we was doing pro-am and you was getting like 99 points.
Oh, yeah. And
that was real.
Yes.
And we were just in the middle of the game. We were like, oh, this nigga's like really...
All of my record videos started off... It wasn't even a video. I was just recording. And then I started off so hot, or in that case, you got so many rebounds off rip, where we're like, yo, let's see if we could do this.
Exactly.
That's usually how my Moments videos go. If something happens in the video I think is a better title than a Moments, then I completely pivot to see if I can encapsulate the title I have in my mind.
Facts.
But sometimes it's not. And I just do regular... and the Moments videos generally, they don't hit crazy off browse. They hit crazy off suggested over the course of months for no reason. Like that boot camp video we did.
There's a reason why.
What's the reason, Lo?
Because I'm in the videos. Look,
I don't
know why you. Because like, let's be honest. Let's be honest. Those videos pop on suggested because I'm in the videos, and they just get spread through. You know.
How about the videos you're in that don't do that?
Which videos are those?
There's plenty. Most of my videos don't hit suggested, but
I'm not in most of your videos.
No, I'm saying my gameplay type videos.
But which videos are those?
I would have to check, but generally speaking,
I don't think those exist.
Oh, so every video you're in bangs? You just have to take over my channel.
Maybe not bang.
I might make a lot of money if you take over.
I've been taking over your channel. That's when you start making a lot of money. Come on, stop playing.
Hey, you know it's always love, man. Appreciate that.
Stop playing with me,
Thank
bro.
you.
Stop playing with me. Give me some credit, bro.
Yeah. Anyway, those moment videos. Fuck it, whatever. Yeah, we beat the idea to the ground. Like a lot of people do when they see a good idea.
Yo, if any other 2K YouTuber want me in their videos, you gotta pay agent a tax.
You gotta pay me a fee. You know what I mean? I'm like your agent. I did that by accident.
Corny.
I did that by accident. That wasn't on purpose.
Even you, Davis. Yo, when you be bagging me to get in your videos and make them lit, you gotta get agent.
Man, talk to me. We'll negotiate something. We'll see when he's available. You know, what times work for him.
Yeah.
You know, what kind of level of funny he's supposed to bring to the table.
Somebody asked me why doesn't Davis, because they thought Davis lived with us.
Oh, word?
Yeah, so they were like, why didn't Davis be on the podcast yet? And it's because he's afraid to get on the podcast.
Genuinely petrified. In fact, he's gonna pause right now to call and complain. But he was just here a moment ago, and we're like,
literally here moments ago.
And we're like, we can record the pod right now. And every time it's a new excuse, man. It's unbelievable.
Ridiculous. He's afraid, so that's the reason why Davis is afraid to get on the podcast.
Davis knows he's gonna get violated, and he doesn't want to be violated.
So just bully him. He thinks that we're too, you know.
He thinks that
we're too bold with our.
We're gonna ask questions that make him nervous. But we just want to have a fun time.
We just want to
have a fun time.
And some of the biggest podcasts, you know, the Phantom podcast, amazing.
We talked about a lot of life.
And I actually think that was a very creative, creative and constructive podcast.
I agree, 100%.
100%. I feel like Davis.
We can do that with Davis.
I feel like we can.
For some reason,
actually, I tell you, but I don't think we can. Davis is a child. He eats peanut butter and jelly. So no, I don't think we can. But it would just be fun.
He's so vivid. He's at home on his big ass TV with his garbage sectional sofa, fucking furious right now.
But it's just a fact. Like he might not.
Yeah, maybe it's just not the pod for him.
Yeah, we might be just too mature.
Yeah,
he still has a lot of growing to do, especially. If
and then that's fine. That's fine. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that is. That's completely fine.
Yeah,
so we can just have fun and maybe not have too serious of conversations, but
we could just talk about Chuck E. Cheese and shit. I don't know what
Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah, just Chuck E. Cheese.
I was gonna say some of the women that he talks to, but nah. Can't have that conversation. But yo, like if we.
Oh shit! I already know his reaction as we speak right now. He's livid, and then he's gonna pretend like he's gonna be on the pod for 2 weeks, and then he's not.
He's not gonna be on the pod.
We've been through this, bro.
We can talk about balloons.
Balloons are great. Maybe
And balls, bouncy balls.
those are awesome to
That's
play with.
literally-
What's
I
that
mean-
say? What's that read on it?
Playground ball.
Oh, the playground ball. It's the best kind.
Yeah, so we can talk about those type of things.
Yeah, like maybe playing hopscotch in the back of the school.
Fair.
Things like that.
Because, you say he dropped out of school, so he probably
Yeah,
didn't have, he
gotta
probably
go.
wasn't able to.
High school, not just any school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So maybe he didn't.
He's
maybe he
pissed
just
right
got
now.
stuck. Okay.
He's pissed.
Maybe he just got stuck there. But, it is what it is.
It
It's
is what it
cool.
is, man. Fuck
It's
it.
cool. But that's the reason why Davis hasn't been on the pod yet. He's just afraid,
You know what I like about this podcast? That maybe you a little bit more than me, don't really care about any consequence from giving your opinion.
The fact that you said now, you definitely, you really don't give a fuck.
Because, okay, so there's plenty of situations where I know more, but I can't say more because I was told in confidentiality.
There's a lot of shit.
Even on this
But that's both
podcast.
of us. I'm gonna say this.
Plenty of things I knew.
Even on this podcast, I just said, I was like, let me make sure I say what I need to say without having to say too much.
But that's probably really refreshing because a lot of people bite their tongue. But honestly, if you get offended by an opinion or sometimes even worse, a fact, then you're not really somebody that I would ever want to communicate with. So I'm sure that over the course of this podcast, we're going to rub plenty of different people the wrong way. But it's like, let's say we sat here and criticized LeBron. You think LeBron would be sitting there like with his family like, can't believe Lowe said that about me. He doesn't think I'm the greatest player of all time. No, LeBron is experienced enough to know that that's just your opinion. Yeah. And so if he knew that you criticized him, but he met you in real life, the way like Stephen A talks to plenty of NBA players, he's millions of times criticized, is not no venom there.
For some of them, there is.
Depending on what you said. It might have been something crazy or malicious or it was just completely untrue, unfounded. But generally speaking, if you're just giving some criticism, some fair criticism, sometimes some facts.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'm sure there's going to be people we talk about on this podcast where they don't like it. And it's already happened. But it's
it has happened.
I don't know what to tell you, man, but this is what I think. I was going to have those thoughts regardless of whether or not I said them on the podcast. And it's not negative to say those thoughts. I'd argue it's more constructive because at the end of the day, a podcast is just like opinions and stories. And so the second you start to just limit what you're saying because God forbid you offend somebody, if you're a content creator, get over it, man. Like sometimes you're going to fuck up. We're going to talk about it. Other times you can do something incredible and we're going to talk about it. Fact. But imagine if we said something like, wow, Caleb City makes great content. And then he's like, wow, I love Agent because he just positively spoke about me. But if I said Caleb City made bad content, I don't think you'd sit there and give a single fuck about it. Because at the end of the day, he has a life to live and he's not going to spend that life concerned about what we're talking about. Anyway, that's what I genuinely like about this podcast. I'm sure it's going to rub some people, but fuck those people. They're way too sensitive.
But also, if you had something wrong, you come on the podcast.
And you could criticize. And I'm not going to get angry if you think the video or series I do is corny.
But just come on the podcast and we can hash it out.
I would love to. That'd be incredible. What happened?
No, I almost played something. Yeah, just come on the podcast. We can hash it out. You know what I'm saying? We can hash it out.
The podcast is like the arbiter of truth and entertainment.
I like that.
So anyway, we're going to end the pod on that note since it's been an hour and a half. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of the Peer to Peer Podcast. If you guys are new, you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the RSS feed. If you're on YouTube, subscribe to the YouTube.
Noti gang. Wow,
we didn't do that at the beginning. There's like dozens of people furious right now.
We didn't, yeah.
Yeah.
You know who introed it, so why you do it?
I was kind of relying on you to do that. I'm not usually a Noti gang kind of guy.
Well, you need to be.
I probably should be.
What's wrong with you?
That's one of the things I'm working on.
Yeah, what's wrong with you?
There's a lot wrong with me. And I accept all those things.
Also, we didn't say nothing about the Oxford either people.
Well,
people
first of all, they don't exist no more.
No, but the people who in their garages and saying that in the car.
Oh, word.
Come on.
So we'll leave it on that note. Do you have any final words?
I was right about the Eminem and Kanye thing.
You weren't.
There's your delusion.
Okay, you don't want me to stay.
There's your delusion.
Eminem
again.
is as influential
there's
in the industry
again.
and what he did for music and what he did for people that listen to music as Kanye. Shut the fuck up.
There's your delusion again.
It's facts though.
I was right about that.
Eminem. All right, we're gonna leave it.
Also, I said something wild as well. Not wild, but something that I know you were like,
What?
When I said Curry's more influential than Iverson.
He's not, and that's no contest. You could put a poll up. Actually, let me do this.
I did put a poll, and they said Curry.
No way.
So you can do it too.
Every kid in the 2000s grew up wanting to dribble and be like Iverson.
I'm pretty sure every
He
kid in the
popularized
2010s.
certain haircuts in certain fashion.
I get that, but I'm pretty sure every kid in the 2010s want to grow up and be like Curry.
Nah, most of them wanted to be like LeBron.
No, I'm talking about like from now on. That's what I'm saying.
Nah, you never know, man. Trae Young might take that. You know, like Curry only did it for like this. Iverson did it for like this. But we're not gonna get into that. It's the end of the pod.
What was that?
It was like Iverson did it longer and had more of an influence on more people.
Well, Curry's still playing basketball.
So he might at some point, but as of right now, it's not the case.
I mean, well, you don't know enough about basketball, so
Yeah,
I'm not going to turn into a basketball podcast.
But let me know,
really
hey, before we end this pod, is Iverson more influential than Curry?
Yeah, leave that in the ratings in the comment section. Rate us 5-star and say either Curry or Iverson.
Yeah, on Apple Podcast. Good call,
exactly.
Man. Good call.
Yeah, he's saying I'm getting better at this.
You're getting it. Hey, on that note, we're gonna call it quits, man. We'll catch you guys in the next podcast.
We didn't say any crazy stories.
Nah, man. We'll save them for the next one.
Man.
Peace. Deuces.
No sexual adventures?
I ain't have no.
You're not folding on quarantine?
Look, cut the podcast.
I'm just saying, you're not doing that.
No, I'm not folding.
I'm just saying, I'm just asking you.
I almost did.
I'll cut it out.
I was so close.
I'll cut this out.
I was so close.
I'll cut this out. You was close?
Very close. Look,
you don't want to talk about it? You don't want to talk about your weaknesses?
No, we already ended the pod.
But you don't want to talk about your weaknesses?